My boyfriend's mom hugged me at dinner and whispered, "I'm so sorry about your dad. My dad is perfectly fine." "What about my dad?" I asked, pulling back. She looked confused. "The accident. Kyle told us this morning." My boyfriend Kyle was setting the table. He looked up when he heard his name. His face went pale. "What did you tell them?" I asked. "About your dad, the car accident." My chest felt tight. My dad wasn't in an accident. The room went silent. Kyle's parents stared at me. His little sister Madison stopped scrolling on her phone. "Kyle said your dad was in the ICU," his mom said slowly. "That you've been really stressed. That's why you've been so distant lately." "My dad is at home watching football. He's fine." Kyle's face drained of color. "Babe, don't do this right now." "Do what? Tell the truth?" His dad stood up. Robert Morrison, 52, high school principal, the kind of man who'd spent 30 years spotting liars. "Kyle, what's going on?" "Nothing." "She's confused." "I'm not confused." I pulled out my phone, called my dad on speaker. He answered on the second ring. "Hey, sweetie, what's up?" "Dad, are you okay?" "Yeah, why?" "I'm watching the game. Cowboys are getting destroyed." "You're not in the hospital?" "Hospital? No, I'm on the couch with a beer and nachos. Are you okay?" I hung up. Everyone stared at Kyle. "You lied," his mom said. Her voice was ice. "You lied about her father dying." "I can explain." I needed an excuse for why Jenna missed dinner last week. "So you said my dad almost died?" My voice was shaking. "You told your family he was in the ICU? You've been distant." "My parents thought you didn't like them." I panicked. Madison spoke up. "He said you were planning the funeral, going through family photos, that you were barely sleeping." My stomach dropped. "How long have you been lying?" 2 weeks? Since you missed Mom's birthday dinner?" "I had the flu. I was throwing up for 3 days." Kyle's mom's face went pale. "We sent sympathy flowers to your house last week, and a casserole. I wrote a card." I pulled out my phone. 3 missed calls from my mom, 2 texts asking about the flowers, and a strange casserole that had shown up. My hands were shaking now. "You sent my family sympathy flowers for someone who's alive." Kyle looked sick. "I didn't think they'd actually send anything. I didn't think about the flowers." "You didn't think." My voice came out flat, cold. "You made your family feel sorry for me based on a lie. Made me look insane when I showed up fine. Made my parents confused about why they're getting condolence flowers." "Jenna, wait." I grabbed my purse. "We're done." "Jenna, please." I left. Walked out of that house. Drove home with my hands gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles went white. But I wasn't just angry. I was calculating. I'm Jenna Martinez, 24, marketing coordinator at a tech startup in Austin. I'd been dating Kyle Morrison for 8 months. Met him at a friend's birthday party. He was charming, funny, attentive. Introduced me to his family after 3 months. They were nice, normal, the kind of family that had Sunday dinners and inside jokes. Kyle worked as a sales rep for a medical supply company, made decent money, had his own apartment, seemed stable. 8 months of what I thought was a healthy relationship, and he'd spent 2 weeks telling his family my father was dying. That kind of manipulation doesn't come from nowhere. I spent that night digging into Kyle's life, his social media, his messages, his email. Started with Facebook, nothing unusual. Photos of us together, tagged at restaurants, normal couple stuff. Then Instagram. His main account had 847 followers. Photos of us, his dog, his gym routine, clean. But I remembered something. 3 months ago, I'd caught a glimpse of his phone, a notification from Instagram, but it wasn't his main account, different username. I searched his email, found the registration confirmation for a second Instagram account. Kyle Msari 512, private account, 2,247 followers. I created a fake profile. Young woman, local college student, party photos borrowed from stock images. Requested to follow him. He accepted within 20 minutes. And that's when I found everything. The second Instagram was a completely different life. Photos with other women, at bars, at parties, girls I'd never met, never heard him mention. Captions like, "Great night with this one," and "She's amazing," and "Best date ever," all posted while we were dating. Some from last week, Thursday night, while he was telling his family my dad was dying, he'd posted a photo with a blonde woman at a downtown bar. Caption, "Vibes." I scrolled back. 6 months of posts. Different women every few weeks. Some repeating, all while he was my boyfriend. My hands wouldn't stop shaking, but I kept digging. His DMs were open because his account was public to his followers. I sent him a message from my fake account. "Hey, saw your profile, you're cute." He responded in 7 minutes. "Thanks, you're gorgeous. Do I know you?" "Don't think so. Just moved to Austin. Looking to meet people. I'd love to show you around. I'm single, great at giving tours. Single." I screenshot everything. Then I went through his tagged photos. Found 4 different women who'd tagged him in stories. Checked their accounts. Found more photos, more evidence. One woman, Ashley, had an entire highlight reel labeled Kyle. Photos of them on dates, at a concert, her apartment, all from the last 3 months. I DM'd her from my real account. "Hey, this is going to sound weird, but I need to ask you something. Are you dating Kyle Morrison?" She responded an hour later. "Yeah, why? Do you know him?" "I'm his girlfriend. Have been for 8 months. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again." "What?" I sent her screenshots. Our photos together, our Facebook relationship status, everything. She called me immediately. Ashley Chen, 26, pediatric nurse at Dell Children's Hospital, had been seeing Kyle for 4 months. He told me he was single single, she said. Her voice was shaking. We met at a work conference. He said he'd just gotten out of a long-term relationship, that he was ready to meet someone new. 4 months, I repeated. He stays over twice a week. We go on dates. He met my roommate. I thought we were exclusive. Did he ever mention a girlfriend named Jenna? Never. We stayed on the phone for 2 hours, compared notes, timelines, lies. When Kyle told me he had a work trip to Houston, he was with Ashley. When he said he had a guys' night, with Ashley. When he missed my birthday dinner because of a family emergency, with Ashley. There might be more, Ashley said. I saw his phone once. Lots of female names in his messages. Can you get access to his phone? He's coming over tomorrow night. I can try. The next evening, Ashley video called me. Kyle was in her shower. She held up his phone, showed me his messages. 5 different women. Active conversations with all of them. To Sarah, can't wait to see you this weekend. To Michelle, you're the best thing that's happened to me. To Brittany, I'm falling for you. To someone named Alex, last night was incredible. All within the last week. All while telling his family my dad was dying. All while dating me and Ashley and God knows who else. Ashley's hands were shaking on the video. I'm going to be sick. Screenshot everything, I said. Every conversation, every photo, everything. She did. Sent me everything before Kyle got out of the shower. Then I found the group chat. Kyle had a group chat with 3 of his friends. It was called The Rotation. I felt my stomach drop before I even opened it. Messages going back months. Kyle and his friends bragging about juggling multiple women, sharing tips, mocking the women they were dating. Kyle's messages about me made me see red. Jenna believes anything I tell her. It's almost too easy. Told my parents her dad is dying so she doesn't have to come to family stuff. She buys it. She thinks I'm working late. I'm actually at Ashley's. This is hilarious. I can do whatever I want. She's too trusting. His friend Brad responded, that's cold even for you, man. Kyle, she'll never find out. She's not smart enough to check. I read every message, downloaded every screenshot, every cruel joke, every calculated lie. My hands were steady now, not shaking from shock, shaking from rage. I called Ashley back, showed her the group chat messages. She was crying. I thought he cared about me. I was falling for him. He's a sociopath, I said, and we're going to expose him. How? Social media, public, everyone he knows. We spent the next 3 hours building the case. Screenshots organized chronologically, his lies mapped out, the timeline showing how he'd been dating multiple women simultaneously, the group chat where he mocked all of us. Ashley called Kyle's other girlfriend, Sarah, explained everything. Sarah Hughes, 25, graduate student at UT Austin, had been seeing Kyle for 2 months. She cried on the phone for 20 minutes, then got angry. I want to help, she said. Whatever you're planning, I'm in. We created a shared document. All 3 of us added evidence, photos, screenshots, timelines, proof. Then I designed the Instagram story. Saturday morning, 9:47 a.m., I posted from my account. First slide, I need to tell you all something about Kyle Morrison. Second slide, photo of us together. We've been dating for 8 months, or so I thought. Third slide, screenshot of his secret Instagram. This is his second account, private, where he posts photos with other women. 4th through 15th slides, screenshots of him with different women. The captions, the dates, all while we were together. 16th slide, his DMs telling multiple women he was single. 17th through 22nd slides, screenshots from the Rotation group chat, his messages mocking me, his lies about my dad dying. 23rd slide, the sympathy flowers receipt his mom had sent to my house. 24th slide, text from Ashley. He's been dating me for 4 months while telling you he's working late. 25th slide, text from Sarah. He told me he was single. He lied to all of us. Final slide, this is who Kyle Morrison really is. Manipulator, liar, cheater. P.S. My dad is alive and well. Kyle made that up so I'd skip family dinners. I tagged Kyle, tagged his family, tagged every woman he'd been messaging, tagged his friends from the group chat, tagged his coworkers whose accounts I could find, posted it at exactly 10 a.m. on Saturday, peak Instagram time. Then I turned off my phone. I turned my phone back on at 8 p.m., 347 missed calls, 682 text messages. My Instagram had exploded. The story had been screenshot and reposted by dozens of people. Kyle's friends were commenting. The women he'd been dating were sharing it. His coworkers were messaging me. Kyle had called 47 times. His mom called from a different number. I answered. Jenna, her voice was broken. I saw your post. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault, Mrs. Morrison. We kicked him out. He's staying with Brad. Robert and I are done covering for him. Done making excuses. We raised him better than this. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. Don't apologize. You did the right thing. Those poor girls. And lying about your father, she started crying. I sent flowers to your parents. I can't imagine what they thought. My mom called. She was confused, but she understood once I explained. Is there anything we can do? Just don't let him manipulate you again. He's good at it. Never again. The messages kept coming. Ashley called. He showed up at my apartment an hour ago, banging on my door. I called the police. What happened? Officer Jennifer Rodriguez, 6 years with APD. She took my statement. I showed her the messages. The threats Kyle sent after he saw the post. She's filing a report for harassment. Threats? He said I'd ruined his life, that I'd pay for this, that he'd made make sure everyone knew I was a liar. My blood went cold. Send me screenshots. She did. I called the same officer. Filed my own report. Officer Rodriguez was thorough, professional. Mr. Morrison has sent threatening messages to 3 different women in the last 6 hours. That's a pattern. I'm escalating this to our cybercrime unit. Sarah called next. His workplace called me. They saw the posts. Kyle's in medical sales. He has access to patient information. They're concerned about ethics violations. How did they get your number? I commented on the Instagram post. His boss reached out. Dr. Amanda Walsh, head of HR at Med Supply Corp. She wants to know if I have more evidence of his manipulative behavior. I sent Dr. Walsh everything. The group chat, the lies, the pattern of deception. She called me personally Monday morning. Ms. Martinez, thank you for coming forward. We take ethics violations very seriously. Mr. Morrison has been placed on administrative leave pending investigation. Based on what you've provided, along with complaints from other employees who saw his behavior, I believe we'll be terminating his employment. Other employees complained? 5 women in the company have come forward since your post went viral. Apparently, this pattern extends to the workplace. He's been inappropriate with multiple coworkers. Your post gave them courage to speak up. 5 more women. Kyle's Instagram was deleted within 12 hours. Both accounts. His Facebook went private. His LinkedIn disappeared, but the screenshots were everywhere. Shared across platforms. Reposted by relationship accountability pages. Discussed in Reddit threads. His reputation obliterated. Brad, his friend from the group chat, posted an apology. I'm ashamed I participated in those conversations. Kyle's behavior was toxic, and I enabled it. I'm sorry to all the women we hurt. The other guys from the chat did the same. Public apologies. Taking down their own toxic behavior. Kyle tried to salvage it. Posted a Notes app apology screenshot to Twitter. I made mistakes. I hurt people I cared about. I'm getting therapy and working on myself. It got 2,300 quote tweets. All of them brutal. You lied about her dad dying. That's not a mistake. That's sociopathic. Therapy won't fix this. You're a narcissist. The only thing you're sorry about is getting caught. He deleted his Twitter within 24 hours. 2 months later, I was at a coffee shop on West 6th Street. Saturday morning, 10:23 a.m. Kyle walked in. He looked rough, unshaven, dark circles under his eyes. He'd lost weight. His clothes hung loose. He saw me, froze. For a second, I thought he might approach, might try to apologize or explain or blame me, but he just stood there, looking at me like I was the one who'd ruined his life. I smiled, picked up my latte, kept walking toward the exit, passed right by him, heard him say quietly, "Jenna, please." I didn't stop, didn't turn around. He'd spent 2 weeks building an elaborate lie about my dying father to manipulate his family's sympathy. I'd needed one night to show everyone who he really was, and unlike his lies, the truth was permanent. Ashley texted me later that day. Saw on LinkedIn that Kyle got fired from Med Supply, ethics violations and harassment complaints. Sarah added to our group chat. He moved back to Dallas, living with his parents. I heard he's working at a call center. Madison, Kyle's sister, messaged me on Instagram. Thank you for posting that. He'd been lying to our family for years, about everything. You freed us from his manipulation. His mom sent flowers to my office. Real flowers, not sympathy ones. With a card. Thank you for your courage. I'm sorry we didn't see it sooner. Susan Morrison. I'm sitting in my apartment now, 6 months later. Different boyfriend. One who doesn't have a secret Instagram. Who doesn't lie to his family. Who treats me like a person, not a pawn. Sometimes people ask if I regret posting those stories. If I wish I'd handled it privately. I don't. Because here's what I learned. Manipulators thrive in darkness. They rely on silence, on shame, on victims being too scared or polite to expose them. Kyle had spent years perfecting his lies, building systems to juggle multiple women, creating elaborate stories to manipulate everyone around him. He thought he was untouchable, thought his victims would never compare notes, would never speak up. He was wrong. The sympathy flowers his mom sent to my house were supposed to be for a tragedy that never happened. Instead, they marked the beginning of his own. My boyfriend's mom hugged me at dinner and whispered, "I'm so sorry about your dad." She thought she was offering comfort for a dying man. She was actually exposing a dying relationship. Kyle built his house of lies carefully, room by room, lie by lie. I burned it down in a single Instagram story, and I'd do it again.